All right, we gotta watch Candy.
All right, you guys, I hope everyone has been having a good Friday. What are we going to discuss today? Well, it has been going viral. A mere minutes after Charlie Kirk is shot, there are two men that look rather mysterious. They appear, they move his chair, and they take down the camera that's directly or was directly behind his head. Why did they do that? Well, fortunately, I was able to establish connection with one of those individuals, and I was also able to see the footage with my own eyes. What I saw was very interesting, but what I didn't see was even more.
She saw the close-up of Charlie Kirk being shot.
Interesting. So let's jump right back into this. Welcome back to Candace.
Welcome back to Candy, baby.
Okay, rare Friday episode. Got to do Friday episode here because this is just so important, and the vultures are circulating above. Man.
Does she not usually do Friday episode?
They are definitely insisting that we stop investigating this. I should at first let you know that the Senate has voted and they have passed a bipartisan resolution to designate October 14th, which is Charlie's birthday, as Charlie.
What is this? The longer you wait to issue a public apology to Erica Kirk at Real Candace Owens, the worse it's going to get for you. What is this?
Those tribute episodes.
They got that.
They're going to come out Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday next week. We are going to address everything. Charlie's thoughts on Israel. If he was offered $150 million in hush money. How him and Erica handled disagreements. What his vacations were like with his family. If he was in the process of converting to Catholicism. His last week on Earth. His last hours on Earth, if Erica feels good about the suspect who was arrested, and his thoughts on education and so much more. Now, I do chime in and I share in these episodes too, so this isn't the last you're going to hear from me about him. But I just want you to know that, one...
Dude, can you imagine if it turns into a, like, okay. from like a moral standpoint, I hope it doesn't turn into a cat fight between Candace Owens and Erica Kirk, because, you know, that's probably not actually a good thing. But from a content standpoint, I want it to turn into a cat fight so bad. Please.
I have appreciated every single person who has texted or called me. If you know me personally, I have appreciated every single DM that has been sent, every comment, every like, every heart. I feel more motivated than ever to work with these incredible people at Turning Point USA, all handpicked by Charlie himself, to continue fighting to save the greatest country in the world.
Culture apothecary? Is she some kind of witch? I think it's more like she wanted literally like we were saying earlier, dark academia. It was like that. It's like she wanted that aesthetic for her show. Culture apothecary. That's so retarded. That is like the most AI generated, like random name generator show. Sorry, no offense. You're crying. Okay. Sorry.
Working with Charlie Kirk.
Sorry.
At Turning Point USA the past 6 years has been the greatest honor of my life. And I owe everything I have to God and Charlie. In that order. I love you, Charlie. We love you. And Erica, you're going to rock this. We will continue on this show to make America healthy again and heal a sick culture. The sick culture who killed my boss, my friend, a husband, and a father. And I will not rest until my dying breath to do it.
Please, dude, could you imagine if Candace has to deal with that? Holy shit. Holy shit. That's crazy.
Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. And I have to say that is a very government maneuver. Like we get a Martin Luther King Day. We've got Martin Luther King Boulevards. John F. Kennedy gets a library and a national day of mourning. But you know what? You know what I was thinking? I'd like to just find out who killed them all first. That's interesting to me. Who killed them? Before we give them a library, I'd like to know who did it. I think that's the best way
Hold the
for us
library.
to learn, the best way for us to
Hold
remember.
Don't give him that
study,
yet.
Right? That's what I learned at grade school. That's what we're doing right now. We're studying this and learning everything. Let's at first address what many people have been emailing me constantly, asking me, Candace, you got to look into this. You got to look into this. Look at these two strange men. We're going to refer to this as Cameragate. It's Cameragate. And I want to say this, shout out to all of the internet sleuths, the TikTokers, the YouTubers, those of you who are not playing around and you noticed this, because I did not in the beginning. But yes, as I said, there's an individual who is at first, in the moments just after the shooting, he's like up on the rocks near the car that Charlie gets taken away in while he's being carried away. Let's take a look at that footage actually first. So let's look at that footage.
What?
And don't worry, there's no gore in this episode. It's difficult for me to even look at that sort of footage. Take a look. You can see Charlie's there. And
you know, literally the only person who reviewed over and over and over again on air was Alex Jones. Like he came in to have it loop on screen so he could just watch it over and over again and be like, wow, yeah, that's not looking good. Well, I'll see you in Valhalla if you don't make it there.
One of you guys caught this. You probably didn't even see it there. And we can get in a little closer. Do you guys have it slow it down, or you guys just want to circle here? Okay. Right there. Right there. An individual standing there. Again, I am just amazed at internet sleuths, as I was like, wow, that is very strange. That person appears to be calmly talking into their phone. It's like a circus around them.
They do not look calm, you dummy.
Sleuths, as I was like, wow, there. Again, I am just amazed at internet sleuths, as I was like, wow, that is.
He looks like he's hiding from he literally looks like he's hiding from where the gunshot came from.
I am just amazed at internet sleuths, as I was like, wow, that is very strange. That person appears to be calmly talking into their phone. It's like a circus around them. What's he doing? Who's he speaking to? Then, just a couple of minutes afterward, that same individual appears alongside another individual.
Boneless Pony says, yeah, Candace, you wouldn't say they were interneting too hard? ? And then follows it with bitch. I like the extra bitch at the end of that.
And
bitch.
He moves Charlie's chair. Like, that's a crime scene. That's not good. And he moves it because he wants to stand on it as he takes down the cameras, or the camera rather, that is just above Charlie's head. That's the camera that I'm talking about on the right-hand side. That's a camera that I'm referring to. And we are going to now take a look at him. And he is also the individual, as many of you pointed out, that was near Charlie or just before the assassination. But let's check out that footage of him in the immediate after.
Before we get into this, because I don't even know who it is. I don't even know who took the camera. The funny thing is, during something like that, you would see Jewish people all doing suspicious things, but they wouldn't even necessarily be doing it because they are like guilty or they were a part of it. It's just like they would be the one that in the middle of Charlie Kirk getting shot are like, what about my fucking camera? What? That's a $30,000 camera. And be getting up on a chair and taking it down.
Math kind of.
And that just makes them look guilty too, which is hilarious. But it's they aren't necessarily, but they would do that.
Switching around the cameras, the two of them. Take a look.
They're not fireworks.
It's like, why would someone do that? It's like, you're like, well, I don't know. It's suspicious. Maybe they're in on it. But also it's like, well, I don't know.
This area, so we cordon off this
Oh, that doesn't even seem like it's the case, actually. If you can hear what they just said, that sounds like they were trying to think about where the shot came from, then looked up at the camera, thinking that would show where it came from.
Safety team is here. I just heard them say the active shooter, Charlie Kirk, has been shot. Charlie Kirk got hit, is what the security detail just said.
Dude, where's Wooza during all this? Jimbo, what's this?
Don't worry, guys. We're going to get closer. But this is just a wide shot so you can see what's going on here, and then we'll get a bit closer. I know you guys have pulled apart this footage a million ways, and thank you for that.
Wait, so they already had this footage? Everyone is just retarded then. You can hear them. You can hear what they're saying. So you know that they aren't being weird. Charlie's producer, Andrew Colvette, reveals longtime staffer retrieved the SD cards after the assassination, preventing them from being stolen.
By the way, just one other conspiracy theory I just want to snuff out here. One of our dear friends that literally from the very beginning started with us and loved Charlie like a brother, he grabbed the SD cards out of the camera.
I like how Candace said this on her show. Like she was... Dude, she does this constantly. She'll just hear information from somewhere else. And then act like she heard it, you know, like directly herself.
Afterwards. And there's all these conspiracy videos about, like, why did he grab the SD cards? Well, first of all, they're in the possession of the FBI. Okay. It's not like he took them and like ran off with them. Second of all, I asked him personally, I said, why did you do that? And he looked at me and this was his answer. He said, because I know people can be evil. And he did not want that footage being grabbed by somebody. There was videos of people after the incident going and stealing hats off the table.
People.
I mean, so
there were people doing that.
I'm so grateful he did that. And that was his instinct. He's like, I'm depressed.
All those Mormon, those white Mormon, those animals, they were all over that, grabbing the hats. That's, people.
To know that was why I did that, but I knew that I had to protect that footage because I wanted, I mean, you know, you're recording in like 4K, you know? And so I'm so glad he did that. But Charlie knew the existence of evil. And
well, can I just say, I think that people can feel the existence of evil, and that, just to put in a sympathetic word for people who are trying to make sense of this and coming to the wrong conclusions, I think they're motivated for the most part by pure intent. I think they don't trust the authorities. They have every reason to feel that way. I know that for a fact. Not the Trump administration, in general. Like, we're not, you know, there's been a lot of lying and it's corroded the trust. That's not their fault, actually. They're the victims of it.
That's a good point. Thank you for saying that.
They're, of course, bad actors who are doing it for clicks or whatever, but I guess, but there are far more people who love Charlie. They loved what he stood for. They feel like he was murdered by evil. They're absolutely right. They're not sure what variety of evil. There's no authoritative person to tell them. So I guess I'm just not surprised.
Candace Owens.
That is a message I've told to a lot of people.
Only Candace.
This is what happens when you lie too much and you hide too much. And going forward, I just want everybody with power to be honest in the way that Charlie was honest about themselves. That will do more than anything to fix this, to make people love each other and hear each other. And if people are honest, we got here because of lying. And the only antidote is truth. And so truth about yourself, not about other people. Stop talking about other people. Admit who you are.
Okay, now what the fuck
and
are we
once
doing?
you do that, people can feel that. And they immediately, as they did with Charlie, they respond to it.
What are you talking
I believe
about?
you because you're honest about you.
Okay, what the fuck? What? Where did that just go? Like,
and here's the closer.
Time to start being honest. And when I mean being honest, I mean being honest about who you are. I mean, like, with yourself. I mean, with like
their version of that. You can see, slow down here. He pulls out the chair.
Oh,
he stands on it. And yes,
gosh.
That would be a big no-no for a crime scene. You don't move anything. He takes takes down the camera that is directly above where Charlie was sitting and would be able to provide, therefore, a lot of insight.
And then he was asked, why did you take that down? He said, it's a gun.
A lot of insight. And then you can see
he said it was the gun.
Sits the camera onto,
even though it wasn't pointed at the right angle for that to have been the case. And it's clearly a camera. It was a gun.
The desk, and it looks like he removes the SIM card
bullets.
from it, or the SD card, if you will.
Takes the bullets out.
Which we're watching right here.
Oh my gosh, look, it's a fucking Beretta.
So I'm going when I saw this footage, who is that? Like, actually, I should be able to figure this out because I've got a pretty big network at Turning Point USA. The person's wearing shades. I'm not recognizing the individual. And I reach out to somebody on the inside and I'm just like, who's this person? And they tell me the person's name. And I go, oh, wait a second. And I look again. I'm like, I know this person because it's been a few years, but I know this person. This person's been around Turning Point for quite some time, for years. Like I said, back when I was working at Turning Point, early days. So I'm like, I'm just going to reach out. Obviously, I know this individual. I'm going to reach out and I'm going to say, hey, what?
That looked like an AA-12 shotgun. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That was either a 50 caliber or some sort of buckshot.
What's up with this? Where is this footage? Why did you do this? What were you doing up there on the rocks?
Suitcase gun.
What's up? Like, this is not the first thing that I would do if I had just witnessed Charlie Kirk being shot. And I'll say this right now. He was extremely forthcoming. Like, as soon as I reached out, I just sent a text because I still had his number. And he was extremely forthcoming, immediately got onto the phone. And first and foremost, I should say, obviously, he's seeing all of these clips going viral and he is fearful for his family. He doesn't have any security and people are looking, you know? And he said, look, as you can see in the footage, I was sitting right to the left or to the left of Charlie when Charlie got shot, and I instantly knew that he was not going to be okay. I instantly knew that he was dead. And I then, like, as you can see, people that are running, anybody that was in that zone, ran to the back, and he caught his breath. He wanted to check in with and communicate to other people.
He was right. Okay, that's so insane, though. He's right to his left. Charlie gets shot, and he's just like, yeah, he was dead. He was doesn't run over to his friend who's just been shot. Doesn't do anything. Just like, yeah, he was dead. Hiding around the corner on his phone. Like, dude, that's embarrassing. I mean, listen, who knows what anyone would do in that moment, but that's insane. Like, that's embarrassing.
That were working with and around Turning Point USA. That's why he's on his phone, communicating to them what had happened. That's what he told me. Then I asked him, what about this camera thing? Why would you grab the cameras? And he says, because the first thing that I thought is that I better secure the footage and be helpful and hand that footage over.
I would have jumped in front of it if I was there, but I wasn't in Utah.
That's where things get into a pickle with me because we don't trust the feds, right? I'm like, no, we don't trust the feds. We don't got to do that. Just let me have the footage. I'm like, just send me the footage. Please let me look at it. There's a lot of conspiracies that are floating around right now. People don't know what to believe. People are doing what I would say, credible videos. People that certainly have the credibility are ballistics experts that are saying that what we see in the front is an exit wound, not an entry wound. I don't know one way or the other because I'm not an expert. I'm getting inundated with messages from people that hunt, people that are in the military saying that this had to have come from another direction. This footage could help. As if nothing else, let me help you. Let me formally debunk that by seeing this footage. Like, could you send this footage over to me? Well, he didn't want to send the footage over to me without checking.
She's the voice of reason.
Lawyers. I said, look, technically, you own the footage. Like, you and some other people own the footage. Like, let me just see the footage because why go through lawyers? Like, I just want to see the footage. And also, I asked the question, why not just release it? We've already seen the worst thing that you could possibly see from the front, right? Like the front is.
Yeah, true. Let's get close up, gory. Yeah, no, true.
What is a
How many, do we have more angles too?
Traumatizing video. And I understand
Let's just
that he wants
all,
to afford
let's
his
see all
wife
of
some
them.
protection. Like this has, you know, to experience that, Erica, so many people watching the love of your life in the last second of their life, it's traumatizing. I'm traumatized by it, right? That's not my husband and the father of my children. And so out of a loyalty to Erica, he also doesn't want to give more footage to the internet. But I said, look, I'm not going to publish it. I just want to see it. And I think you should let me see that because people trust me. They know that I'm very
And I was lying, so here it is, everyone.
I don't care about anything right now other than figuring out who killed Charlie Kirk. So in the short run, he agrees that rather than send the footage, he will get onto
She says there's no blood from that camera
angle. He
angle.
will show me the footage on his computer. He did that, and I watched the footage, and I'm going to tell you what I saw. And to the people specifically, the people that are in the military, people that know weapons, I'm telling you this because you might be able to add more color or more clarity here. What you would expect to see if given the weapon that they have said did this, the bullet they have said did this. I don't know anything about any of this, so I'm just telling you what I saw. Okay. First and foremost, there is nothing gory about this shot at all. And so again, I am still going.
Okay, well, that's probably true. Like, hold on. We're at 11 minutes, 25 seconds. Someone remember that. The angle is like, you know, like if you could place this in your mind, it's like, it's looking out. Here, wait, just give me the white part of this. If you're from the POV of the camera, you can probably see like his head, maybe like to here, and then like there's probably the bottom of the footage is like not even the bottom of his head probably, and then like you can see all the people here, then you can see all the people here, and you can see over here. There's like a building. Oh shit! There's like a building over here, and then there's a roof way over here, and up there there's a sniper's glint. There's someone right there with a gun, right? So like, I don't even know if you can see that much of his head. That might even be like too much. That almost looks like. Like I think it's to get the angle of that looks like that's the camera that captures like the speaker or like the crowd from his POV. Like that's obviously not focused on Charlie Kirk. It'd be at the back of his fucking head. Like how retarded would that be if the camera is literally like directed, its line of sight is to the back of his fucking neck or something? Like that's just stupid. That would make no sense.
It's a camera that I'm referring to, and we are going to
now
take a look.
11:25.
So again, I am still going to work with him to get me the footage so that I think it should be shared. There's nothing gory about this footage from the back. The thing that really stood out to me.
He turns and falls though. Yeah, but if he fell, it wouldn't show it there. He's not falling upward. He's falling down.
Kept asking him to replay it over and over and over again, is that there's no blood. There's no blood from the back. There is no blood. So I think a lot of people were wondering whether or not that bullet pierced and went out to the back. I think I vaguely even remember, and Skylar, you can maybe live look this up, but like I thought the feds were saying they were looking for a bullet at some point, which is now very alarming to me.
No, okay. They were looking for the fucking casing. Like, because where he was, they were looking for the casing of the bullet, is what they're saying. But he didn't unchamber it. It was still in the rifle when they found it. The empty casing.
I don't understand that. How could they have been looking for a bullet? Because if I'm not seeing, and there isn't, I'm telling you,
he never unchambered it.
Is not what happened in the back at all. If I'm not seeing any blood, What are we to take from that? The only thing that could make sense, if what they're saying is true and that person took the shot from the place that they are saying that individual took the shot from, it would suggest that it was inside of Charlie, right? And they would know that. The feds would have known that. So they would have communicated that they were never looking for
You're so dumb.
a bullet.
Oh my God.
Because remember, one shot. So I'm very confused. I'm very confused, not by what I saw, but what I didn't see.
Ice bullet, duh.
That's pretty much all I can tell you right now.
Oh my
and I am going to try to get all of the footage. And I understand that right now he is very fearful. But I am going to continue to try to privately push him to just release it. I believe.
Yeah, Gerald, I'm sorry. Charlie Kirk. Dead.
That transparency is the only way. I'm much more, I think all of us would agree, I have much more trust in the people than I do in the feds. The feds are lying about everything, so they should not be the only people that have access to this. And I understand not wanting to have that relived from another angle, but given the fact that there is no gore and there is no blood from this angle, I don't see why not. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I know some of you guys were insinuating, I got a lot of emails that it could have been a flechette. I had to look that up. I don't even know what that is. I was like, guys, I don't know anything.
Israel using flechette shells and guns.
Flechette shells, that something could have been a lot closer that hit him and that everything else could have been a distraction. All I can tell you is that
thanks a lot,
there's no blood.
They're shooting arrows.
There's no blood.
They used a fucking crossbow.
Give me your thoughts on that.
To take him out.
Now I want to get to
it was
another.
It was a ninja star from a Jewish ninja. Yeah, it just sounds like a big rifle because they played that off a speaker at the same time.
Tip that I received that is pretty interesting because, look, as you guys know, when I began investigating this assassination, at no point did I ever speculate that any other country.
It was a tech sniper from Cyberpunk. They used David Sling. Yeah.
Was involved. Never speculated that Israelis were involved.
The Iron Dome was deployed on Charlie's
it was surprising, to say the least, that they're simply pretending that I did, pretending that I blamed Israel, pretending that I said Bibi Netanyahu killed Charlie Kirk. It is now, like I said yesterday, it feels like they are trying to get ahead of something, like they know more than we know. I don't know why you would say something.
That's true. Flechette is French. Macron's connected. Yo, true. Is it flechette or flechette?
Flechette.
Flechette. What about if a French person says? French TTS.
Fléchette.
Fléchette. Okay, yeah.
Or accuse somebody of saying something that they didn't. I do believe that there's very clearly, we all believe, there's very clearly a government level conspiracy that is involved. Okay, there's no other way to assess those disastrous text messages. Absolute disaster of a Fed operation with those messages. Yesterday, I pretty casually mentioned to you guys something, that the doorbell cam footage, which TMZ happened upon somehow, was...
Dude, if I turn Cortana on, can I say like, hey, Cortana, say flechette in a French accent? Would that work? Does that work? I always turn her off because like that's annoying. But like, does it work like that? Is it like Siri? Hey, Siri, say flechette in a French accent. Wait. Hey, Siri, say flechette in a French accent. Dude, it does it. Now say flechette. Siri, now say flechette.
Merde de chasse.
No, not flush shit, dude. No. Siri, say fléchette in French.
Merde de chasse.
Dude, it thinks I'm saying flush it. It's saying merde de chasse. It's saying merde de chasse.
From a street,
Stupid ass.
upon which a
Dumbass.
ton of employees that work for Caldera Engineering live. We showed you, I think, one or two of those employees. Husband and wife, I had mentioned works for Caldera Engineering, and it is a country that purports to manufacture valves. And I said this, I said, I know nothing about the valve industry. All I know is that every time I start investigating a government conspiracy or looking into people that are really shady, like Harley Pasternak, thus far 3 people who I've investigated who oddly, either them or their families had backgrounds working in this very niche valve and piping industry, like manufacturers of valves and pipes.
Piping the shit out of you, bitch.
This is very strange. Well, many of you emailed me something that was quite surprising. Maybe I'm just ignorant, but you let me know that this is a very niche industry. And by niche, I mean that you asserted that it implies major government contracts, likely the CIA.
That's not niche. Like every house in fucking America needs pipes for water and gas and natural gas. Like, that's also how they're heating every house. You fucking dumbass bitch.
Yay. Those of you who have worked at those industries telling me that there are even certain valves that are exclusively manufactured in Israel, and that they tend to be involved in this. The government and the military tend to be involved in this.
Pipes from Israel.
And that even, by the way, on Caldera's website, they noted that they have worked.
Bitch, they work for Rocky Mountain Power. Rocky Mountain Power is power and gas. Again, they have to deliver gas, electricity. I think they do the water too, to every house in all of Utah. I think Idaho, Colorado, like.
Israel, they have a map that they note every country that they have done engineering projects in, and
they're owned by Warren Buffett.
One of them or 2 dots are in Israel. And somebody explained why the government gets involved when it comes to valves and piping. And I'm just going to read you this email because maybe there are people at home who are just as ignorant as I am about government level engineering.
Not likely.
This person wrote, "Hi, Candace. I wanted to share some detailed information regarding valves."
There might be some people as ignorant as I am. Doubt. No, I don't think so.
Piping and their relevance to critical infrastructure and intelligence communities.
Oh, Candace, I got a lot of experience piping in the piping industry. Yeah, I could tell you a thing or two about piping. True, Groper General. True.
As critical infrastructure assets. Modern industrial valves are used in pipelines, water treatment plants, power plants, and chemical facilities.
Is it Warren Buffett with a hard T or in a French accent, like buffet of food? You know, it probably was buffet, but I think now it's Buffett.
Are often automated and networked, forming part of operational technology and SCADA systems. This allows remote monitoring and control of the flow of gas, oil, water, and chemicals. Cybersecurity implications. These valves are part of systems that could be targeted for cyber attacks. Compromised valves can cause pipeline ruptures, water contamination, or industrial accidents. Because of this, intelligence and regulatory agencies, the CISA, NSA, PHMSA, FERC, monitor valve networks and may maintain trusted relationships with manufacturers and engineers to ensure security and resilience. Integration with above ground systems. Modern valve networks can also integrate with cameras, sensors, alarms, and environmental monitoring.
Does she think that this is like a connection for it to be conspiracy? Like they're saying, because like the electric grid, if you just have like Chinese spies involved with it, they could enact nationwide terror. Like, hello? Oh my, like, is there a connection between the federal government, federal agencies, and the national grid? Weird. I didn't know that.
This means that an operator could simultaneously monitor flow, view live video, and respond to alarms.
There's a bullet bill that came out of a Mario pipe. Holy shit.
And
someone should send Candace Craigslist ads for plumbers specializing in fixing pipes. Something fishy going on with those.
Strategic value for intelligence communities. Knowledge of valve locations, models, and control systems provide insight into critical infrastructure vulnerabilities.
Probably.
Access to or relationships with manufacturers allows agencies to monitor, assess, and secure supply chains. Remote monitoring of valves and integrated systems can support emergency response simulations and national security exercises. And then they provide us with the real-world context by writing, companies like Caldera Engineering in Provo, Utah, manufacture specialized industrial
This is just ChatGPT
and control systems. While no public evidence currently links them to intelligence contracts, their products could theoretically be part of OT systems monitored by government agencies due to the critical nature of the infrastructure that they serve.
Right. So that doesn't mean that they are CIA or counterintelligence, because why the fuck would they be involved with the manufacturing of pipes?
In short, valves themselves are simple mechanical devices, but when networked and embedded in critical infrastructure, they become strategically important for monitoring security and intelligence purposes. That just sounds right to me. That, I mean, I'm telling you, when every story, I'm like, what is this person? It's like their families in valve. Like, I mean, I don't know anybody whose family did this. I don't know. Again, like, this is the kind of stuff that, like, we don't know, but we know. And that hit.
Dude, you got to stop. Like, no one is saying that seriously with you at all. Like, they're joking when they're saying that back at you. That's the most retarded thing you've ever said in your life.
And I feel like there is a bigger piece of this that involves Caldera. And like I said, I perceive a government conspiracy. You'd be a fool not to see a government conspiracy here, especially with the way that I am being attacked for simply trying to investigate this. And the attacks are growing frantic. It's almost as if they all received an email from somebody who said, I don't care what you say, make it up out of thin air, and do not stop attacking Candace Owens. That is the loudest.
It's like
an alarm went off.
Jews.
Everyone, people that I thought I was friends with, are coming after me.
Does that mean Dave Smith has changed his mind? Wait, does that mean that Dave Smith has changed his mind? Is that what this means?
With obscene lies.
That would be so funny if, because I remember hearing Nick on his show last night say that he talked to Dave Smith and they were kind of laughing that it was just like ridiculous that people were upset that he didn't think that it was Israel. That would be crazy if now he flips and then it's like Candace is like, Dave Smith, that fucking Israeli bitch.
Lies that are just so easily fact-checked. So easily you can debunk them in 4 seconds on the internet.
She's having her John Wick
and they're delivering
moment.
it as though it's honest. We're going to talk about that. I was even surprised PBD. I mean, I've always been friendly with him. I've always been kind to him. I have nothing wrong to him. And he seems to be kind of... he's the one who platformed without any pushback, Eric Bolling. And I have an idea about why all of that may be. I'll tell you in just a second. First, I want to remind you guys about GNO land, because what if smart contract platforms were not controlled by the elites or big tech? What if they were built by and for real builders? Very strange. And I think we know why it's happening. We obviously know why it's happening. But even the publication...
Who is, like... Do they know who her audience is? This shit is so retarded. It's like she has dumb, vapid women watching this. Like, that's it. That's literally it.
Are usually not so blatant, because in order to be a propagandist, you want to be effective, right? You got to like lie a little and get people to believe you, not just do things that are just so nakedly deceptive that people go, okay, why am I even reading this publication? Well, the Daily Mail put out this headline about me. I can't even like... Look at this journalist.
Okay, that's literally just tabloids. Like, you cannot be taking bait. The Daily Mail is putting out. That is unironically just British tabloids.
Victoria Churchill, who reached out, she writes, Candace Owens rages after being snubbed from the chart.
Does she not know what the Daily Mail is? Like, I'm sorry. That's just... Like, if the Daily Mail is shit-talking you, that does not matter. It's just
Charlie
like...
Kirk Memorial speaking roster. When did this happen? Like, the lying here is actually making me uncomfortable. I told you yesterday that we received way too many emails about Charlie's.
I'm on Explore Talent right now. They got some real stars. Was that one of her ads? What is that?
Memorial. All of them were asking specifically for me to confirm that
Dude,
I was
we need
going.
Lustella back. Not even, I don't even need the money. I would just do like, well, I want to get paid a little bit for it. I want it to be official, you know, but I want Lustella ads back, man.
Good to me. It felt very inauthentic. I know these journalists are not my friends. I knew they were writing hit pieces, but all of them included that question. Are you going? Are you going to go? Like, you want me to confirm my attendance so that you know where I'm going to be ahead of time? Am I being paranoid? Or does that seem like a little weird? Even on PBD's show, we're asking specifically. It's actually making me uncomfortable. I told you yesterday that we received way too many emails about Charlie's memorial. All of them were asking specifically for me to confirm that I was going. Didn't feel good to me. It felt very inauthentic. I know these journalists are not my friends. I knew they were writing hit pieces, but all of them included that question. Are you going? Are you going to go? Like, you want me to confirm my attendance so that
they're going to assassinate you at the Charlie Kirk funeral.
You know where I'm going to be ahead of time. Am I being paranoid? Or does that seem like a little weird? Even on PBD's show, where he just gives a platform to a guest to completely lie for 2 minutes straight, there is this random second where PBD rather oddly says something along the lines of,
dude, he's just dumb like you are. Like, how can you not recognize that? He just did not know what they were saying. He did not put it together that when they were saying you weren't invited to things, that it was obviously like TPUSA. He thought that, like, invited, he was thinking, like, what event's gonna happen now?
You don't think she's going to the funeral? Like, they keep talking about this. Take a listen again.
At some point, her
It's
credibility,
not even weird.
is going to go down
retarded.
the tubes because she needs to bring receipts. Bill Ackman brought receipts. How long was that tweet?
It's still going. I think
He was there
Rob's
in the
still
room.
reading it.
Andrew Colbert was there in the room. You're on the board of Turning Point?
Yeah.
Okay. When's the last time you saw Candace Owens?
In person?
Yeah.
2015, 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
When's the last time she was at a Turning Point event?
Not
That'll
in
happen, really.
many years.
Okay.
But
So let's
you don't
without
even have to do
even
this,
being
Adam.
biased.
There's a
is Candace even involved in Charlie Kirk's life at all?
No question, proof that Candace Owens is nothing, has nothing to do. She would be in a perfect world if they didn't have this. What I already know was a very quiet breakup where she got too rabbit hole for him. She would be the logical heir to the TPUSA throne, but she's
And
not.
now she's not
because
even invited.
Correct. So this is
So
their divide is.
Wait a minute, not invited, meaning
She's not even there.
Yeah, she's not.
She's not there.
one of the names that I.
you don't think she'll be at the funeral?
No.
That's
I mean,
not the funeral.
Like, that's not suspicious or weird at all. Like, what is going on in her head that she thinks this is proving her point at all? That is just, he was like barely paying attention for a second. That's like an obvious, Patrick Bet David was spaced out until like the last 15 words that were said.
To the
She
TPUSA throne.
doesn't speak at the events anymore.
I mean,
Okay, so first and foremost, why did they all want to know if I was going to this event? I said there is no way we are going to this event now. There's a 0% chance. First and foremost, why are you saying invite anybody can go?
Oh my, that's not, anyone can go to Charlie Kirk's funeral? What? Is this just to cover that she's not going?
To it. You just buy a ticket to the event, and you're all working to try to get me to confirm that I'm going.
Is that the
And
actual
you're doing this
funeral?
as if you're
You
trying to
buy a
like push my
ticket?
buttons and be like, we got to make her get into her ego so she like shows up and like posts it on social media. Nope, actually, you know, while I'm attacking the feds, maybe not going to a public event, which the feds are organizing, is probably a very good idea. I'm good. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna listen to Power on my headphones and go see Ye. How's that?
Oh my gosh, dude. Mountain Ho says, she rage baits me so hard. She gets me so heated. Is she literally just mad that she wasn't invited to speak at the thing? Yes, literally yes. Dude, it is so bad. Like, she legit is so retarded that it is frustrating to listen to. Because she's so confident about everything she says too. She's like so dumb and ignorant and retarded and embarrassing and cringe. But thinks that she's like just it, you know? Oh my gosh.
For a memorial for Charlie Kirk. That feels like the right thing for me to do right now. I mean, I'm not.
They sold like over 100,000 tickets to the memorial. Yeah, but the memorial is not like the actual funeral, is it? The memorial, isn't that a totally different thing than like the actual?
Going to this memorial because it's strange. To lie like this is very strange. For context, just so you can realize how odd this is, I spoke at Turning Point's conference, 2 conferences last year. It's so easily, like I said, debunkable that you have to ask yourself why they are saying it. Here is me speaking on Turning Point USA's stage last year. And here's what I said, by the way, which got Charlie in a lot of trouble.
Well, let me tell you something, America. It does feel so good to go
is she
everywhere
wearing,
in the world
dog?
and to realize that there is awakening, not just happening here. Let me tell you guys, it's happening all across the globe. People are starting to ask the hard questions. And you know you start getting close when they start to call you names. They instantly want to suggest that there's something wrong and there's something backwards about being
Boy, I sure made the Israelis mad at Charlie with this one. Get a load of this.
America first. You're starting to hear the way they're
female
framing
wizard
that now. When you
cloak.
say you're America first, they'll ask you, what do you mean you're America first? Do you mean that you're an isolationist? Do you believe that we shouldn't have did what we did during World War II? All of these things trying
It is
to
the Hillary
It's
fit,
not
yeah.
that difficult. America first. First name America, last name first. We put this country's interests before the interests of foreign countries.
Like, she just says shit like that. Like, she thinks it's so tough. Like, anyone hears that and is like,
Overseas.
first name America, last name first.
All of them. I don't care.
Yeah, it kind of went on and on, but it was kind of me saying, especially since 3 months earlier, I had gotten fired from the Daily Wire, like, Israel, you're not special. And yeah, Charlie got in trouble for the stuff that I said on stage, and then they came inward. I told that I was not allowed to speak at AmFest. The donors were making threats, but like I went on tour with Turning Point last year. It's still on their website. It's so, this is like the strangest thing. We could pull up this website.
I say America, you say first. America first. America. Dude, like that's the type of shit this bitch be doing. That's literally the type of shit Candace would do at an event. I think that it's tough. I think that anyone fucks with that.
Free tour, Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens. Quiet breakup. Why are we doing this? It's very strange. Here's all the places that we went to last year. Now they are pushing these headlines that are so far beyond the realm of reality, like the one that I just showed you, where they say that I'm angry. And then when you look into who's writing these articles, like Victoria Church.
You know, I was fair, and I still think this is probably true. Her and Charlie were probably friends. Like, all the evidence that they weren't is super old and dated and stuff. Like, they still were talking about whether or not Ye was going down that path. It's like, that could not be recent. That was so long ago anyway. And I do think that there's just like internal like fighting and factions trying to take over TPUSA, and that's what a lot of that is. Obviously, that's why they're like shit talking. That's why there's like all this beef. But it is just funny watching her get antagonized because she is so fucking annoying. She really is. But to be fair, like I don't really think Charlie hated her, and Charlie probably was fine with her, and like that's probably real.
Chill. You note that she has a connection to AIPAC. So AIPAC is pushing this, right? The answer is implied by the people who are attacking me. They are all ultra-Zionists, right? Like I said, the author of that article is an ultra-Zionist. And here she is, starting off 2018 in DC, and she's got a picture of herself. If you can scroll down, I don't know if you can see this, like sitting in the audience in AIPAC, and she's thrilled. America, Israel. It's like all of these people are agents for a foreign country. And I feel like Bibi Netanyahu is spending a lot of money right now. He is just way too involved, concerned about Turning Point USA, the future of Turning Point USA, attacking Candace Owens. And I think something sinister is going on here. How can you not see that? I also want to say this. I have had a flood of Turning Point.
And honestly, like, I don't even think, she's like, oh, they're all attacking me. They're all attacking me. I don't even think they have to even fight her that much. Literally, all they have to do is rile her up. Be like, you literally just have like 2 people go on shows and say, yeah, Charlie pretty much fucking hated her. Yeah, basically, she fell off a long time ago. Charlie hated her. She's not even welcome at the funeral. She's not even welcome. She wouldn't even be allowed at the events. You just know she's going to crash out, freak out. It's going to be like, she's going to expend any influence she could exert over Keep USA immediately. Like,
employees reach out to me, maybe because he says she would have been the natural heir to Turning Point USA. I'm not trying to be the heir to Turning Point USA.
They were baiting her so hard.
I don't want to take money from donors, okay? Because they do what they did to Charlie. They're not donating money to charity because they view it as a charity. They're doing it because they want to purchase your voice. That's it. And I don't want to give mine up. But what these people are telling me is a very dark story that involves these donors, sponsors, influencers, a takeover of sorts that I think was happening right under Charlie's nose. And I want to say this formally as we keep investigating this. I believe that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by people who are close to him. Based on what I have seen thus far, the evidence, the quote unquote receipts that require a way deeper investigation into the apparatus, the financial apparatus at Turning Point, there was definitely some weird activity leading up to this moment happening at the organization.
Leading to his
I've been
death?
able to verify it. I have been given names, and I intend to now embark on this lengthier investigation, which I need more help on. I've reached out to some journalists. I'm sharing the information with them. And I think we're going to discover that this was ugly, uglier than we could have ever imagined, okay? There is a fear here that we are all perceiving, a desperation almost to end the investigation. The smears are becoming radical. You can't just pretend Candace hasn't spoken to Charlie Kirk in years, but they're doing it. And they're trying to be convincing and shocked and putting this out. I've never stopped talking to Charlie. I mean, yesterday I released just one of many messages that I have with Charlie, which prove that he was, in the months leading up to this, concerned about Israel and how Israel was coming after.
Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lichinsky were 2 beautiful young people with their whole lives ahead of them. Their murder was senseless, evil, horrifying. The man who did it should be punished to the maximum extent possible. But I must push back against one thing. They deserved it.
Our free speech.
What?
Free speech meant a lot to him, right? This message is from May. We can pull that back up, right? Charlie sent me his tweet because after the assassination of Sarah Milgram and Yaron Lichinsky in DC, people were calling for like hate speech laws. And Charlie, authored a long tweet saying these were beautiful people. They had their lives ahead of them, but I must push back against one thing. And again, it was just the
that
justification
proves he was against Israel.
that
Yes.
this somehow meant that we had to, get rid of free speech. Suddenly like, oh, well,
Bro was literally doing like the bare minimum. I mean, he still hadn't disavowed the genocide in Gaza. He still hadn't brought himself to even acknowledge the deaths in Gaza. But listen, he was against speech laws.
this happened, so now we need to say free speech is wrong. And so I wrote back to him and I said, great tweet. And he gave prayer hands. And I said, speech censorship is coming to America. And he wrote back, as you can see, and the date here is May 22nd of this year. It totally is. Okay. Me and Megan and Tucker are not lying to you. Charlie was concerned about the speech, that he felt the restrictions. And inevitably this happens when you get into bed with Israel. You can't criticize them at all, as Megan said, before you start enduring threats. And what I have learned from the employees there is that back in May, Turning Point had some big changes, some odd changes as they are describing it to me, certain departments, people that were being fired, people that were told that they had to keep certain things a secret. Secret from whom? Secret from whom? Something is not right. Nothing we are being told is true. And the strangest thing,
sorry, I was right there. I was just
is that Pam Bondi,
trying to tighten the
who
arm
is
of
a
my fucking
complete
chair.
loser and a tool, is
Thanks,
trying to use the
Barkdale, for the
assassination
3,
of Charlie Kirk
sicko.
to lay the groundwork for hate speech
Oh
laws
shit,
in
my
America.
fucking groceries.
The very thing that Charlie was fighting against. They all just got right to work trying to pass laws. Well, Charlie Kirk is actually, now we got to hate speech is something. Exactly what he's messaging me about that he doesn't want to happen. They're trying to use his death to justify. Listen to what Pam Bondi said to Katie Miller on her podcast. Take a listen.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech.
No.
And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything, and that's across the aisle.
So to be clear, that's the feds telling you that they want to pass speech laws, which will basically just give them the full power to go after you for wrongthink, okay? And they're doing it in the most disturbing way ever by going after Charlie Kirk's legacy and using his assassination to say, oh, well, now we've got to get hate speech done, which, by the way, who was the person and the leader who said that he was passing laws against speech in America? That was Bibi Netanyahu. Okay, years ago, on record, saying that he was working with the government of America, and any person that criticized Israel would find themselves on the wrong side of the law. Okay, you can find that clip of him saying that. And now what's happening? Well, we have an occupied administration. There's no question. Trump is occupied by Zionists. Okay, he's completely impotent. He's completely powerless. He cannot say anything that goes against Israel or Bibi Netanyahu. He's letting them do whatever they want. No pushback whatsoever. It's very clear Bibi is in control, and his administration is saying that. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But this was the plan, okay? This was the plan. And we have to stand up to this, guys. We have to fight this tooth and nail. The reason they're doing this, obviously, is because they can't win in the free markets. People are, as Megan said, people that are under 30 are anti-Israel. So that means the future of America is anti-Israel. So what they're going to try to do is to pass speech laws. Bolshevik speech laws. They're going to arrest us for saying that we don't support Israel. Something that Charlie was passionately against, okay? And we can show you next week clips of him hosting the debate about speech and Israel and whether or not everything was anti-Semitism. And he was very clear in his perception that this is going to increase anti-Semitism, trying to pass speech laws or leaving people anti-Semites by criticizing Bibi Netanyahu. It's all out there. And they're lying to you. Am I wrong or am I cynical for believing that, yeah, the feds are obviously lying, and I would say at some level, in a very big way, were involved in the death of Charlie because they wanted this sort of radical way to push through laws. When something chaotic happens, we usually turn to the government. I mean, 9/11, what did we do? We gave them so much power, right? The Patriot Act. Do whatever, just keep me safe. It's like they see your emotion, they see this global emotion, and they want you to just agree with them that the next step is more power for the government. And this time we're saying no. No, Pam Bondi. No, thank you. Genuinely, why are you in office? How can this administration pretend that they are the same administration that they were in 2016 that were fighting against this? The same administration that was going, oh, well, the George Floyd death, radical Dems, BLM, speech laws. It was wrong when the left did it. And it's wrong now that the right is doing it, which leads me to believe that we are fighting opposite sides of the same coin. It's us versus them. The elites versus the rest of us. That's it. Everything else is a mirage.
Man, why'd you have to send this fucking donut while I was AFK? Barkdale, fuck off. Sorry, but fuck you guys. Dude. It's okay, my popsicles didn't melt because they were all together, so they were acting as like a big, cold ice block, and it's not that hot out, so. Woo, we're good.
Speaking of free speech, I want to speak about Jimmy Kimmel because he has been pulled off air indefinitely over his comments in the aftermath of Charlie's assassination. So let's take a listen to what Jimmy Kimmel said on his show.
All right, go back.
It's absolutely going to pass speech laws, which will basically just give them the full power to go after you for wrongthink, okay? And they're doing it in the most disturbing way ever by going after Charlie Kirk's legacy and you...
Hey, Barkdale's dono? Dude, Didn't it already play?
Jet Set Radio.
Bartell sent $3.
Man, you guys are fucking
using his assassination
sick.
to say, oh, well, now we've got to get hate speech done, which, by the way, who was the person and the leader who said that he was passing laws against speech in America? That was Bibi Netanyahu, okay? Years ago, on record, saying that he was working with the government of America, and any person that criticized Israel would find themselves on the wrong side of the law, okay? You can find that clip of him saying that. And now what's happening? Well, we have an occupied administration. There's no question. Trump is occupied by Zionists, okay? He's completely impotent. He's completely powerless. He cannot say anything that goes against Israel or Bibi Netanyahu. He's letting them do whatever they want. No pushback whatsoever. It's very clear Bibi is in control, and his administration is saying that. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But this was the plan, okay? This was the plan. And we have to stand up to this, guys. We have to fight this tooth and nail. The reason they're doing this, obviously, is because they can't win in the free markets. People are, as Megan said, people that are under 30 are anti-Israel. So that means the future of America is anti-Israel. So what they're going to try to do is to pass speech laws, Bolshevik speech laws. They're going to arrest us for saying that we don't support Israel, something that Charlie was passionately against, okay? And we can show you next week clips of him hosting the debate.
Wait, that's so insane. Wait. The admin keeps reaching new lows in corruption. Last year, federal government got a tip that Tom Oman, now Trump's border czar, was soliciting bribes for government contracts in case Trump won. The FBI sent an agent to give Oman $50K as a bribe. They got this on tape. They were waiting to see whether he would deliver his end of the bargain. The Trump admin then shut the investigation down. No wonder these people hate any non-MAGA law enforcement there. Dude. Oh my gosh.
About speech and Israel and whether or not everything was anti-Semitism. And he was very clear in his perception.
Gets caught taking a bribe as they're waiting to see, if he's going to act on it or what he's going to do. The Trump admin's just like, no thanks, Kash Patel. It looks like he didn't do it. It looks good to me.
That this is going to
So did he get the $50K? Yeah, he clearly did.
Increase anti-Semitism, trying to pass speech laws or labeling people anti-Semites for criticizing Bibi Netanyahu. It's all out there, and they're lying to you. Am I wrong am I cynical for believing that, the feds are obviously lying, and I would say at some level,
wrong? Yes, probably.
In a very big way, were involved in the death of Charlie because they wanted this sort of radical way to push through laws. When something chaotic happens, we usually turn to the government. I mean, 9/11, what did we do? We gave them so much power.
Thank you, guys.
Right? The Patriot Act.
I don't know.
Do whatever, just keep me safe. It's like they see your emotion. They see this global emotion and they want you to just agree with them. The next step is more power for the government. And this time we're saying no. No, Pam Bondi. No, thank you. Genuinely, why are you in office? How can this administration...
Jimbo, I'm going to expose the ACP tonight. We'll probably get doxxed. But fuck it. Holy shit. Michael Leinart's going all in. Holy shit.
Administration pretends that they are the same administration that they were in 2016 that were fighting against this. The same administration that was going, oh, well, the George Floyd death.
I need that emote where it's Pepe going like this with his hands. I need that so bad where he's like, wait, do we have that on Kick? Do we have that already? I love that Pepe. Oh yeah, we do. Wait, we do.
Radical Dems, BLM, speech laws. It was wrong when the left did it. And it's wrong now that the right is doing it, which leads me to believe that we are fighting opposite sides of the same coin. It's us versus them. The elites versus the rest of us.
Oh my gosh.
Everything else is a mirage.
Oh my gosh.
And speaking of free speech, I want to speak about Jimmy Kimmel because he has been pulled off air indefinitely over his comments in the
insane take. Did she just say that?
Aftermath of Charlie's assassination. So let's take a listen to what Jimmy Kimmel said on his show.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing,
That is
there was
for
grieving.
general.
On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House.
Dude, it's such an insane, like, every clip of him talking about it is so insane, dude. He does not give a fuck.
Which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And
I can't believe on TV he really said, he really did say, yeah, well, he might not be saying that anymore, to like a bitch saying Charlie Kirk didn't believe that hate speech existed or something.
It's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. There's demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish.
Okay, so that's what he said. Whether or not you think it was a insensitive joke, okay, I don't think that would have been the justification for saying that he now needs to donate to charity and lose his whole life. And this is what happened. He's taken off air, and some people are saying, hey, Candace, they did this to us. And you're not wrong, right? If you are on the right and you are saying that when the whole George Floyd thing happened, people lost their jobs for saying sensible things.
Remember COVID-19?
You are correct. Like, you are right to say,
who remembers?
Yes, that absolutely did happen. But if you're not recognizing that when you just flip the coin,
I just
it's the
remembered
same
COVID-19.
people that are gaining more power. I just want the attacks on free speech to stop, okay? I want the reaction, if you're angry about what Jimmy Kimmel said, is for the free markets to take him out, right? He doesn't have a show because nobody's watching him anymore because they're so disgusted by what he said. That's what I want. I want us to be in control, right, of where we spend our dollars, of what we're saying, and not like the government to press a button and say, you lose everything because we don't like what you said. And it should be noted, by the way, that in the same monologue, he did call the murder senseless. The day that it happened, Jimmy Kimmel posted a message on Instagram sending love to the Kirk family, to the victims of gun violence. He posted, you know, instead of the angry finger pointing, can we just for one day agree that it's horrible and monstrous to shoot another person? On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and to all the children, parents, and innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence. You wouldn't have thought that he had posted that in terms of everyone that were just like, strip him of everything. And I want to be clear, I don't like Jimmy Kimmel.
Candace calls for seizing the means of production. Holy shit. She said, we the people.
Right?
Need to control.
He is a part of the radical left. The people that are constantly
where the
shouting.
money goes.
I don't like him at all. But I'm just recognizing that our solution to being angry at each other
fight the power,
always
ACP.
seems to be, let's give the government more power, right? Let's give the government more power. And that's what happened here, okay? The chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, Brendan Carr, jumped up and he criticized Jimmy Kimmel's remarks. He threatened federal action against ABC affiliates who carried the show. What? Federal action if you carry the Jimmy Kimmel show? Does that seem right to you? Okay. Again, if you're on the right and you cheered this on, do you understand? We never, ever, ever should be applauding federal action when it comes to speech. Okay. We're all losing. We are all losing. You have to wake up. That's what happened. Brendan Carr of the FCC was joining Benny Johnson, and that's what he said.
Dude, we're just giving power to the fucking Palantir Limited Hangout. How can they not see? She's gonna start saying that now. When will Candace start saying Palantir Limited Hangout?
He absolutely wants to make sure that people are not carrying this show anymore, and that after, you know, one of the mergers that they did, I just see the same people are constantly being empowered. And I want to point that out to you because you have to be more conscious of that.
They're not
it's like
Jewish.
They use our
They're
emotions,
just
left versus
Zionists.
right, to manipulate all of us. And it's completely wrong. And it's completely crazy. And they're also calling for him to make a meaningful personal donation to the Kirk family and Turning Point USA. What? That's a shakedown. That's what they did to Kyrie Irving. I don't like what you said. Donate to the Holocaust Museum. What?
Pay the Charlie Kirk Foundation now.
I can't cheer this on because I don't like it. I know for a fact, as I just showed you, that this was Charlie's fear. The government coming in on speech. That's what's happening right now. They're taking over our speech under the guise of fighting hate. TikTok, by the way. Did you guys see this? Israel's pretty much taking over TikTok. There's no other way to say it. Mark Andreessen in on a deal with, I think it's a Silver Capital. What is it? Not Silver Lake. They're all coming together, and we knew this was going to happen. This whole fake canceled TikTok. No, TikTok was going pro-Palestine, and a bunch of hedge fund people who are pro-Israel got involved. Trump pretended that he was going to rescue speech. No, he's handing it over to Israel. Okay, wake up. If you're a Trump supporter, wake up.
Whoa.
Okay, he has handed so much over to Israel, and he's about to hand over the keys to our speech.
Wow.
All that aside,
That's true. That is true.
I do want to shout out all the creators.
That is still true.
Let's use our speech while we're still allowed to have it. And you also have to remember, Charlie wanted us to be happy warriors. So while we are fighting for truth, while we are fighting for transparency, we should remember that we should laugh and we should be happy.
Yay!
And the clips that you guys are making regarding how the feds think that we speak after that ridiculous made-up text chain between Tyler Robinson and his lover, Lance, they're hilarious. Your TikToks and the videos are hilarious. I'm going to show you just one here. This is Chris Olsen, at Chris Olsen. He's actually over on Instagram. Take a listen.
Good day, my love. I've just committed one of the highest sins of the Lord, murder.
Dude, they gotta, the FTC needs to shut this show down. Like, holy shit, this cannot be allowed to air on YouTube. Please threaten YouTube.
Must flee the country now.
And TikTok.
In my vehicle. I've hidden the weapon. It was mine. I won't see you for a very long time. Unless you come with me.
Dude, the fake laughing. Why is this just like, this is just like that video of the girl on Patrick Bet-David's network reacting to Nick. Like, this is exactly like that, right? Like, look at her face.
I must
watch this
flee
reaction.
The country now in my vehicle. I've hidden the weapon. It was mine. I won't see you for a very long time, unless you come with me. If not, I will see you after the war, my love.
Why is that so accurate? What went wrong, FBI? What went wrong? Speak to us. Let us help you.
You're an insane person, bitch.
Like, what's going on? I actually think there was a person on TikTok. I hate to not credit them, but I genuinely don't remember what handle it was. I was just scrolling through. But he suggested.
Dude, I've seen that live in person.
That what went wrong was that they did use AI, and in their AI prompt, they said to create a conversation between 20-year-olds, or like a conversation between 20-year-olds, but they actually wrote like the AI understood it as like not people in their 20s, but like people in the 20s, like the 1920s. And I was like, that actually could have been what went wrong. They prompted AI and they said between people in their 20s, and actually they wrote people in the 20s, and they just went with it. And that's why you have this, hello, my love. Like, it's so bad. It's a major blunder. It's a very bad blunder, you guys. But I'm happy it happened because everything's coming undone. We're exposing everything. We're going to figure out.
Dude, she's just going with literally like dissident clips. She's going with like random fucking Palestinians tweeting on Twitter.
It's so bad.
Oh my.
It's a major blunder. It's a very bad blunder, you guys. But I'm happy it happened. Hello, my love. Like, it's so bad. It's a major blunder. It's a very bad blunder, you guys. But I'm happy it happened because everything's coming undone. We're exposing everything. We're going to figure out everything. And I feel good about that. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing this weekend. In memorial of Charlie Kirk, I'm going to keep investigating every single lead until I solve his murder. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get some of your comments. Also, I want to respond to some of you guys that were emailing us about the Dairy Queen photo. You were like, oh, this is an old photo. It could be from July. There's a poster, Superman. I'll explain to you why that picture is definitely not taken in July. First, I want to tell you guys about Pure Talk because our society works because of they're in the fives, and they are showing people every day. All right, let's get into some of your comments. First, I want to tell you guys the Dairy Queen photo. Some of you guys noticed that there was this old Superman poster, and that Superman in the background there, that poster, you said they removed those ads back in June or July. You are correct. That's when that movie came out, and that's when they were scheduled to remove those ads. But rest assured, first and foremost, for two reasons, that is not, definitely is not footage from July. July, just so you guys understand, there is not a place in the world that would have the bandwidth to keep 24-hour footage inside of their restaurant dating back months. It auto deletes, I think, the footage at my house, because we have cameras absolutely everywhere. I think it's like every 48 hours, every 72 hours. I think the highest you might see that is 1 week. This is absolutely, by the way, how would that person have known to go back to July? Could you imagine having to scroll the footage and be like, I think I one time saw that person in July, right, eating something here. Let's go back and scroll. Like, that definitely did not happen. The source we had was very solid. It was very specific. And haven't gotten ice cream after also saying that they threw away clothes in the nearby cemetery was very specific. This person was very confident when they shared it, but also something else that lets you date it, pull back up that photo, is behind, right? Their advertising available now. What that actually is a, and I got to remember the name of it. It's, I don't know why I didn't write it down. It's like a maple leaf blizzard thing. It's maple leaf something.
Ooh,
that
delicious.
Dropped, and they began using those advertisements for that
Why did she do research into this?
On August
No one
31st.
was even saying this is old. Like, literally no one was saying this is old. It's not unreasonable for him to go get food 8 hours later. Like, he's gonna eat, okay?
Yes, that could have been taken is August 31st, and that's if they put up that
I'll bring
advertisement.
home dinner, my love.
Maple cookie shake.
I'll get the maple cookie shake.
They began advertising on August 31st, so it's not from July.
Delicious.
And like I said, I feel very confident about our source, and we are taking a look at everything. You guys have sent me so much more, by the way, which I'm going to get into this weekend in memorial of Charlie Kirk, about the house next door, some weird stuff that was happening at that house, what has been advertised at that vacant house, where the locals believe that's the real place that the shooter went to. And people are telling me a lot of stuff about CIA action at UVU, some programs that they had been running, that there's a pipeline from people at UVU to people that go and work for the CIA. So there's a lot to investigate. But
that's not true. That's at Provo. Again, like, UVU is for the less than ideal students. Okay. I mean, it's not a bad school, but it's like, there's a better one that actually does do what you just fucking said.
So want to be given the time to fact check everything, so that we don't go after the wrong people. Again, if you have any tips, any photos, you know where to send them. Candace, I mean, that's not right. Don't send it there. tips@CandaceOwens.com.
Send it to Candace.
And yeah, for those of you guys who have supported this, thank you so much. Like I said yesterday and the day before, we see you in the comments fighting for us.
I found my iPad and I charged it.
It is a good thing they're attacking this hard.
It's fucking amazing. I forgot how awesome it is.
People are watching my show, watching them lie, debunking their lies, and going, okay, why did they do that?
Saying in Twitter.
Like, why would PBD do that? Like, we've always been friendly. He was very kind to me. I've always been kind to him.
You.
Why just allow these people to lie? There's so many lies just in that one segment. It's stunning to me. Even when he says Andrew Colvett was there in the Hamptons. No, he wasn't. Andrew Colvett was definitely not there in the Hamptons. What are you lying about?
Andrew Colvett.
It's very strange. Is there, like, are you being paid to lie? Or do you actually believe those lies? I don't know.
Interesting.
But all I know is that I'm not going to get distracted by them. We are going to solve the murder of my friend, Charlie Kirk. And if you guys would like to support us, we are independent. As I tell you, you can sign up at our website, CandaceOwens.com. Buy yourself this. This is pretty bomb. Yep, our CIA line. This is the Candace Intelligence Agency. Some people think that it actually says, like, CIA. The Decentralized Intelligence Agency.
You'd lock her up for that, by the way. Dude, a nighttime angle of the jellyfish flying around in Iraq. 17th September. actually what's going on? Like it's always looking like the same thing. I mean, that one's moving slower than the other ones. Looks like the other ones are like way faster and like higher up. But that does still look like the same thing. What if it's just like jinns? What if it's just literally like Iraq is haunted by spirits and like our military are detecting it? Panama meteorite creature, the man-kin Panama who discovered the meteorite a few weeks back in Panama, and where a fungus-like creature resembling venom symbiote emerged from it, has stated that he's going to kill the creature tomorrow. Okay. Dude, you can't be mixing that shit with the fucking UAP videos released by the military. Holy shit, it's Venom! He's growing Venom! I'll do what must be done. Spider-Man, if you can hear us. Spider-Man, please! On his X profile, Barnett Parker stated he was seeking additional details about the recently viral video purportedly depicting the crashed craft and bodies from the Roswell incident.
So on Sunday, I was like, Dahlia, I was texting her. I was like, please, if you're feeling up.
Ryan Bledsoe shares the story about Lidu, a non-speaker who is highly telepathic. Her mom, Dahlia Burgoyne, who has mind sight ability, and Dr. Diane Hennessy. No way. Named Dr. Diane Hennessy, who were at the Skywatch at Psy Games 2025. And how Lidu received a message from the orbs/beings that they are here to help us evolve and that we just have to ask the right teachings.
Up to it, come out tonight. I really believe that Lidu will get a message. Because on Friday, when the Psy Games started,
what is his room,
Lidu
dude?
was telling her mother through spelling that she could feel there were many spirits present at the conference. Because there's so much more with these children than just reading minds.
Dr. Hennessy.
They see entities. They communicate with them. They come to them and speak to them. They see the past, present, and future. There's a lot of things that are going on with these children. And Lidu was indicating that at the Psy Games, there were so many spirits present. Angels communicating to her, stuff like that. But she can't really speak like you and me. So it's like, who knows the extent of what's being communicated to her? It's a lot of effort for her to communicate this. So I was like, Dahlia, please bring her to the Skywatch. I really believe she's going to get a message. And she was tired. She didn't want to go. And Lidu was like, let's go. I'm going to see orbs. She was like, okay. And they kind of rushed down there. And they brought Diane Hennessy Powell, which is the scientist with the telepathy tapes.
Diane Hennessy
If you've actually heard
Powell.
the telepathy tapes, she's pretty much the main scientist. You know, very cool lady.
Yeah, and there's a podcast and there's supposedly an upcoming documentary. I know you mentioned the documentary earlier, but there is a podcast that was very viral for
They got
some
alien
time.
Funko Pops. Let's go.
For sure. Or maybe this year. It might have been this year.
Earlier
I don't
this
know.
year,
I lose
maybe.
track. I'm so disoriented with travel.
Okay, anything else? Mysterious unidentified flying object recorded over Bushwick, New York.
It's too big to be a bag.
Terrible neighborhood.
Bag or bat cannot be. It's too big. Aliens. Definitely.
Bats. Gigantic gargoyles, maybe. Maybe gargoyles.
The balloons. They have a form of a balloon.
You saw aliens.
Not all the balloons are like.
Yes, Nestle.
They disappeared. Because they are going to up. But why don't we see? I can still see a little bit. They're going more up and then they disappear.
Where?
Okay, interesting. Anything else? No? All right, anything else with Candace? UFOs the Aki way in Bushwick. Yeah, for real.
And that's the way that you can just show support and show some love. In the meantime, let's just bop some Kanye power this weekend. I'm going to hit him up. That's what we're going to do. I'll see you guys on Monday.
Oh my Cole. Holy cringe. All right. Wow.